Hey guys, welcome back to the Subway Skater. Yes, I know I haven't done a lot of thing on Subway Skater on the channel, but we did do some stuff offline, and I would like to share them with you as it is something that was logic to implement. We have coins in game. We have coins, we collect them, we save them on the cloud, but we can't spend them, which was kinda counterintuitive. So I went ahead and we have those nice little hat now, and we gave hats to the player. Now I cannot test this on the editor at the moment because of the workflow and it has to be signed in Google Play to buy those hats, but I'll actually put a screen right here on the right hand side of my phone as I was buying a hat, equipping a hat, and doing all that kind of stuff. So as you can see, we have this thing working and I'd like to explain to you how I implemented that in the game. Right, so whenever I do have a menu like this, a menu that has multiple options and you can buy them, there's a couple of ways you could go around it. You could go ahead and create a byte array and just toggle that on or off depending on how much element you have. For small games like this one, I only have 4 hats right now. Actually, one of them is no hats, so that doesn't really count. But I have very small amount of collectibles. Now, what I like to do with these to save the state, whether it is bought or not when the player loads the game back up, is to keep them into a single int, and I'll actually stop speaking so much and actually show you the code. I have an int. If I go at the very top here, it is a int called unlock ads, and I started at 1 because I want the first hat to be unlocked. The first hat is no hat, as simple as it is. So I want that to be unlocked, and I want when the user press it, he's not blocked, he's not prompted to buy anything. Now, what I like to do with this int, it's called a bit shifting operation. It's bit shift, so you're gonna play with the single little bits inside of the int and actually toggle them one by one, the one you need. And I'll show you exactly how you do that. So when I buy a hat, I create a function called try buying hat. This is hooked up on my buttons, so if I click on the first one, that's 0, that's no hat. First one would be the second one would be the long hat. And now I check if it is unlocked or not by doing this operation right here. I'd like to tell you exactly what's going on behind the scene, but if you just need to visualize it, imagine that this is my int. My int could be equal to 1. My int could be equal to, I don't know, 4. I'll just put another one here for 4. Another one could be 5, right? Now, we have a total of 4 hats. So imagine we have 4 bits laying one next to each other. When I say, unlocked at is equal to 1, it shows up like this because that's actually how you write 1 in binary. If you hook up your calculator here, you go under programmer, you say I want 1. The binary format over here is 001. Now, what if we have 2? It becomes 0010. So something like this if we have 2. Which means if you read it the way we're going to read it, so all we really do here is check, is this one 1? No, so it's not unlocked. Is this one 1? No, it's not unlocked. Is this one 1? Yes. Then this hat at the index, it goes backward, but the index 01 is unlocked over here. And last one at the index 0 would not be unlocked. So we never want to have 2 in our unlocked at end, simply because if we have 2, this is how you write it in binary, and no hat, which is the first one right here because we're reading from right to left, no hat is not going to be unlocked. We don't want that. We need the no hat to always be unlocked. So without going too much in detail how exactly this happens, just tell yourself that every time you do this operation with the index would be the index of the 0 starting from right. So imagine that's 3, then you go 0, 1, 2, 3, and you change this number and you toggle it on. Now, the operation we're having right here is a check. So we're just checking, is that third index right here of unlock at, is it on? At this moment, we know it's not on because it's 0. Then, if it's not on, we move on to the else. If it is on, all I do is just physical change on the object. I'll show you exactly how I lay that out. On my Pingu, under the rig, under the spine, spine 2, neck, head, I have my array of hat, and they are right here. So under hats, we have the long hat, we have the chicken hat, which was really important for me to have, and we have the Santa hat. Notice a little mustache that makes all the charm of this Pingu. Okay, so this is how we actually do it. We only do it's all in here, and all we do is just a set active. Every time we change hat, we put everything on disabled, and then if it's index 1, 2, or 3, we put either 1, 2, or 3 on or off. Okay, so it's fairly simple stuff how we actually unlock it, in case we already bought it. Now, if we have not bought it yet, we're gonna check, do we have enough money? Yes, we have enough money. The hat price is just a public list I have under my game manager, which is right here. So hat prices, and the first one is 0, but we're never gonna see the first one as it is always unlocked. And yeah, the first one is 0. Then we check, okay, we have enough money. Let's remove that money from your account and unlock it in the array. And this is the operation you need to remember. This is how we actually unlock it in the array. So if we do have, imagine we have 0, 0, 1, which means our int is equal to 1, unlock at is equal to 1, and we're trying to unlock the very last thing. Then what this does is, last thing right now would be index 3, because we only have 4 elements. Then it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, and it just put a 1 here instead of having the 0. So this is going to toggle that int. And then finally, the last thing we need to know is that unlocked at the int, because, you know, this has a real representation in int, so it's an actual real number. If we go and check binary 1001, 9 is actually being saved. We have the number 9 being saved under our cloud saving. So I decided to save in the cloud and not player pref, simply because we already have the structure for the cloud. All we have to do is open save. So under my open save, I have the get save string, if I can remember. There it is. And yeah, so all I do is I add this up to my string R in this case. So total coins, that's what we did during the Google Play save, and then I add the unlocked at. Same thing when I load it up, simple as it is, I just added unlocked at is equal to the last index of the string array. And that's how we keep track of it. That's how we know whether or not we have bought the Helm before. And I know we only have like 3 Helms right now, but we don't really need much content. I'll let you guys do more content if you want for your own games. But in our case, we decided to move on to some other project ASAP. But I just wanted to complete this thing, just show you exactly what's going on. The only thing I haven't shown you at this point is the 2 thing actually. I didn't show you how I set up my menu. So at the very beginning in my awake, all I do is I go over all the hats buttons. So the buttons are in my menu over are they under menu? Okay. And then I have my shop, which is this thing you see at the top here. Couple of things on this shop. We have a scroll rect on the bigger element. That scroll rect points to a content called scrollable, which is just beneath. And then under here we have a content size fitter, which make it work when you just scroll on both ways. Actually, let me show you directly what this does. I'll just cheat a little bit. And here it is, the menu. Right, so it is a normal menu. It is locked on both direction, and that is because we have a scroll rect and also the content size fitter. And that's it really. Also, all these buttons right here have first a mask behind it. It doesn't look like it, but there's like this button behind everything, this mask, and I just use it for the little rounded corner actually. And then underneath there is the icon. Else, if I didn't do that, it would just look like this, which is, you know, not really appealing. Right. That's it. And under that there is also the cost. So if it is enabled, the cost is over here, and this is actually filled manually. Not manually, sorry. It's actually filled automatically using my hat price array, and we can see that under here. So we check for every single buttons we see, so number 1, 2, 3, and 4, because I have the scrollable in a field called hat button container, For every single one of those, I check, is it unlocked? If it is unlocked, let's remove the cost game object. So this game object over here, that's get child at the index 0, 1, so cost, I just turned that to off if it is unlocked. Now, if it is not unlocked, we change the text component of that cost thing to head price at the index I. And that's all we do. Finally, there was one more thing I forgot to show you. Did I actually show you everything? I think I showed you everything. Okay, well, that is actually all we needed to do. So we finally have a purpose, something to do with these coins. Now, like I mentioned earlier, there's not a lot of content, but we just wanted to make sure these coins were useful for something. Now, as far as when we're going to release this game, I am not quite sure. We're about to go on a I'm about to go on a work trip, so I don't know if I'm going to be really available to work on this very specific project. Though the work trip does involve working on the N3K project and the community and such. So we're definitely going to have a look at a couple of things. Maybe I'll come back to it super fast. Maybe it's going to take a little while. But in both cases, I hope this was helpful. I hope you learned something from this very long tutorial. Just know that before that there was longer tutorial. So this one is like mid-range tutorial. So I hope you did learn something. And if you did, if you make your own game, just go ahead and send us some things. Go on Discord, send us links. We'd love to see those. We'd love to feature those on our featured playlists and just play them in general. We have some time to kill in the bus. We have some time to kill in any public transport. So we'd love to actually see what you guys make. And that is actually where we're going to conclude today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. We're gonna go ahead and create some kind of promotion around this, maybe put that at the beginning of the series so people can see the result before they actually jump into this course. And that should be the final one on Subway Skater. We might come back when we release something, but I think that's actually a good place to close the project. Again, thank you so much. I will see you guys on Discord and in the future comment section. Alright, bye bye.